In this video, we will share 6 more unique manipulative techniques you probably never heard of. They are subtle but very powerful techniques. We are sharing these tricks not to harm anyone, but to use these knowledge to keep you safe. Though manipulation isn't always bad, but by knowing these techniques, you can decide whether you confront the manipulator or make a little space in between. So, let's start the video. We will link the next parts down the description box. 1. Infantilization. Infantilization is a manipulative tactic where a person treats their victim as though they are a child, often by using condescending language or exerting excessive control over their actions. The manipulator may take on a parental or authoritative role, micromanaging the victim's decisions and behavior in an effort to assert power and control. This dynamic can create an imbalance in the relationship, diminishing the victim's sense of agency and self-worth. For example, in a professional setting, a manager might constantly check on an employee's work, critique their decisions, and insist on approving every minor detail. This level of control can stifle the employee's creativity and autonomy, making it difficult for them to grow and succeed in their role. In personal relationships, infantilization might manifest as a partner dictating what the victim wears, where they go, or who they spend time with. By treating the victim as though they are incapable of making their own decisions, the manipulator undermines their confidence and independence. One more example could be an excessive, loving parent. Being treated in such a manner can have serious emotional consequences for the victim, including feelings of inadequacy and frustration. Over time, the victim may find it challenging to muster the willpower to stand up to the manipulator as their self-esteem and autonomy are gradually eroded. Recognizing this manipulative behavior and seeking support can help the victim regain control and assert their independence. 2. Smear campaigns. Smear campaigns are manipulative strategies where a person spreads rumors and gossip about the victim to damage their reputation and make them appear untrustworthy and unreliable. The manipulator may intentionally misrepresent the victim's words and twist their intended meanings to fit a specific agenda. This tactic serves to undermine the victim's credibility and create doubt in the minds of others about their character. A key element of a smear campaign is character assassination, where the manipulator targets the victim's integrity, ethics, and morality. By painting the victim as immoral or unethical, the manipulator can justify attacks against them and make it easier for others to believe the falsehoods being spread. This can result in the victim being ostracized or distrusted in social, professional, or community settings. For instance, in a workplace, a colleague might spread false rumors that an employee has been dishonest in their work, or that they have engaged in unethical behavior. This can harm the employee's relationships with co-workers and superiors, potentially impacting their career prospects. Or this is more common with celebrities. People spread fake rumors about them. In personal relationships, a manipulative individual might gossip about their partner's supposed infidelity or dishonesty to friends and family, damaging the partner's reputation and relationships with others. Smear campaigns can have severe emotional and social consequences for the victim, making it important for them to seek support and take action to counteract the manipulator's tactics. 3. Shifting the goalpost. Shifting the goalposts is a manipulative tactic where the manipulator changes their criteria or standards for success or achievement during an argument or negotiation. By continually altering the terms of what is considered acceptable or satisfactory, the manipulator avoids admitting fault or taking responsibility for their actions. This tactic keeps the victim off balance and can make it nearly impossible for them to meet the manipulator's ever-changing expectations. For example, in a workplace context, a boss may promise an employee a raise for completing a specific task quickly. When the employee accomplishes the task on time, the boss may then demand additional tasks or responsibilities as a new condition for the promised raise. This shifting of expectations can leave the employee feeling undervalued and manipulated, as their efforts are not acknowledged or rewarded as initially agreed upon. In personal relationships, a partner might shift the goalposts in arguments by changing their expectations or demands. For instance, they may criticize their partner for not communicating enough, and then, when the partner increases communication, the manipulator shifts their criticism to another area, such as the quality of the communication. Shifting the goalposts creates a sense of frustration and confusion for the victim, as they can never be sure what is expected of them. This tactic can also erode trust and confidence in the relationship, as the victim may feel manipulated and taken advantage of. Identifying this behavior and setting clear boundaries can help counteract the manipulator's tactics. Just a quick reminder, if you're enjoying this video, please consider like and subscribe, and thanks a lot if you did already. Moving on. 4. Jumper. Imagine you're talking to someone or argue with them, but the very moment you point out something or they feel cornered, instantly they jump to another topic. That's really annoying. A non-abusive or non-manipulative person also can do this, without knowing or bad intentions. Changing the subject is a manipulative tactic where the manipulator diverts the conversation away from the original issue to avoid addressing it directly. By steering the dialogue in a different direction, a manipulator can sidestep accountability and maintain control over the narrative. This tactic keeps the victim off balance and makes it more challenging for them to hold the manipulator accountable for their actions or decisions. For instance, during a disagreement in a personal relationship, one partner might change the subject to a different topic when confronted about the behavior. Instead of discussing their actions, they may bring up an unrelated issue such as past grievances or criticisms of the partner's habits. This redirection distracts from the initial topic and can make the victim feel confused or frustrated. In a workplace scenario, a manager might change the subject during a discussion about an employee's concerns regarding a project. Instead of addressing the concerns, the manager might shift the conversation to unrelated issues, such as upcoming company events or other employees' performance. By changing the subject, manipulators can effectively avoid facing scrutiny or taking responsibility for their actions. This tactic also prevents productive resolution of the original issue, leaving the victim feeling unheard and invalidated. Recognizing this behavior and gently redirecting the conversation back to the original topic can help the victim regain control and address the matter at hand. 5. Playing on insecurities. Playing on insecurities is a manipulative tactic where a person exploits the victim's fears, anxieties, and self-doubt to control or influence them. By making the victim feel insecure and uncertain about themselves, the manipulator can diminish their confidence and increase their vulnerability to manipulation. This tactic keeps the victim in a weakened state, making them more likely to acquiesce to the manipulator's demands or view the manipulator as an authority figure. For instance, in a personal relationship, a manipulative partner might consistently point out the victim's flaws or failures, questioning their abilities and worth. By highlighting these insecurities, the manipulator can create a sense of dependency, where the victim seeks validation or approval from the manipulator to feel secure. In professional settings, a manipulative supervisor might exploit an employee's insecurities about their job performance or career advancement. By emphasizing perceived shortcomings or suggesting that the employee's position is precarious, the supervisor can keep the employee on edge and less likely to challenge decisions or speak up. Playing on insecurities can have a profound impact on the victim's emotional and mental well-being, as it erodes their self-esteem and sense of self-worth. This manipulation can trap the victim in a cycle of doubt and dependence on the manipulator's approval. Recognizing this behavior and seeking support can help the victim break free from the manipulator's control and rebuild their confidence. 6. Fake moralization. Fake moralization is a manipulative tactic in which a person pretends to uphold high moral standards and values to gain power and control over others. By publicly supporting a cause or charity or expressing strong ethical opinions, they can gain praise and appear virtuous in the eyes of others. This cultivated image of morality serves to mask their true intentions and behavior, which may be hypocritical and self-serving. For example, in a workplace, a manager might emphasize the importance of ethical conduct and transparency to the team, but behind closed doors, they may engage in questionable practices such as favoritism or manipulation of data. By positioning themselves as a moral authority, they can deflect criticism and maintain an image of integrity while exploiting their position for personal gain. In personal relationships, a manipulative individual might express strong beliefs about honesty and loyalty, but their actions may contradict their words. For instance, they might criticize their partner for perceived disloyalty while they themselves engage in dishonesty or deceit. Fake moralization can be challenging to counter because the manipulator's virtuous image can shield them from scrutiny and skepticism. Victims may hesitate to challenge the manipulator's moral posturing for fear of being seen as attacking a seemingly upright person. Recognizing this tactic and documenting instances of hypocritical behavior can help the victim expose the manipulator's true intentions and hold them accountable. Politicians often do that. We will bring a video on how they manipulate us and how to counter them. This video will come, or already came depending on the time you are watching this one. If already came, I will try to link it somewhere. By that time, watch the next video YouTube thinks best for you. Peace.